Hey guys, it's Pixelade here. I hope you all are having an amazing week. I just rolled out of bed because we have a brand new patch and it's actually here right now. You can update your game and we've got some stuff coming with it today. So let's jump straight into the patch notes without any further ado. So this is for update November 2nd, 2021, PC 181.72.10.30 and Mac 181.72.12.30 and console version 149. So PC, Mac, and console, you guys are all getting patches today right now at the same exact time. Hello Simmers, hope this game update finds you well wherever you are in the world. In this season of Selves, I can't help but to introspect. Maybe it is a byproduct of getting older and particularly hitting an age milestone this year, but I'm feeling like the turning of the seasons in the sun, so to speak. So we have had an amazing year of content and the team is constantly in the works for new and interesting ways for you all to play the game, as well as finding ways to give you more to play with, to play more with life. In this update, we are sharing with you two of the ways that we have thought about that have a pretty different approach to the way we had traditionally delivered non-paid content and features to you all. These two new features are the result of an iterative approach to our feature development, as well with the promise of improvements and changes over time as part of that iterative approach to our non-paid content. It was lovely to speak to you all from the Inside Max's stream. I still think I should have burned some sage before the live show, but I'm glad you all had a good time. Thank you again for all your continued support and feedback. We truly appreciate it. Gracias totales, Sim Guru Rusky. So what's new? We have the scenario feature. This is something that we learned about in the Inside Max's live stream. Definitely bringing some controversial opinions. Some people feel a certain way about them, and I definitely have my opinions, but I'm going to reserve my thoughts until after I actually play with them myself, because there is a lot that I want to say, but I want to make sure that it is exactly how I think it's in the game first before I say anything. So of course, this video will probably go up first. I'm gonna jump into the game and explore the scenarios and kind of dig around a little bit, and then I'll have something up either in the coming hours or days about the new feature. So scenarios, as you all saw or heard from a friend in our latest Inside Maxis, we introduced scenarios as a new way to play The Sims 4, and starting today you will be able to experience it. But what are scenarios? Scenarios are situations that will be available in-game where Simmers can choose to participate and work toward an outcome for their Sims. Now, the fun part is that there are different outcomes per scenario and that there are many ways to achieve those outcomes. This means that there is more than one way to complete one scenario, so you as Simmers have multiple options towards the outcome that you want. Each scenario has a theme, but what happens in said scenario is up to you as you work towards your desired outcome. You never know how the story will go, but only your actions and time will tell. Evil laugh. In today's update, we have two scenarios. So these are the two scenarios that they did talk about in the Inside Max's live stream. The first one being making money. Money, 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 money. This scenario places your Sim in quite the predicament by having their bank account reset after they have moved in a lot. Yup, 0 simoleons, nada. The difficulty could increase if your Sim chooses between unfurnished and furnished lots, or if they bulldoze their space. To complete the scenario, you'll have to earn your way to 1 million simoleons. How you get to 1 million, it can be however you wish. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do. Wink. The next one is finding love after a breakup. Love hurts, love scars. This scenario places your Sim right after they have broken up with their significant other. Your Sim's task is to find love either by salvaging that relationship that broke apart or finding new love with someone else. Which will your Sim choose? It's your Sim's time to dream which Sim will win their heart. If you choose to partake in either one or both, remember that in this initial list of scenarios, you will do so with a new household. That's the part I don't like, but I'm gonna talk about that another time. And don't worry, these households will stay with you after they complete each scenario. As SimGuru Duck said in our Inside Maxis, sometimes some scenarios will be for a limited time and some will be updated and tweaked. Some will be be like a challenge, some may not. But in all, we will add more overtime and you can expect improvements and or additions to the system over time as well. I'm looking forward to hearing from you and what your Sims are up to with these. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cave and just speak my thoughts because I'm starting to have them now. Even though I haven't, fully dove into this and played with it yet, I have thoughts on what I just read. I do not like that limited time thing at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. That's just my personal opinion. You might disagree, but that's just how I feel. I feel like if they're gonna be adding scenarios, I think they all need to be permanent because not everyone wants to have to jump into a game within a time window to play something. Not everyone's schedule works on EA's schedule. They could introduce something for a specific season and someone might not be able to play with it because maybe they're busy with work or maybe they have a lot of schoolwork that they have to do and they don't have time to jump into the game and play with something that's limited time, I don't really like that at all. I really hope that they change their mind about that and that they do away with these limited time challenges and scenarios forever. I hope that whatever they add is permanent, as it shouldn't have to run on their schedule. Anyone should be able to come into the game and do any of these anytime on their whim, Second thing that I want to talk about, and I talked about this during the Inside Maxis live stream, finding love after a breakup. Okay, I don't like the way that they approach these scenarios and the fact that you have to start them from a new game with how I thought they were going to go, and maybe there is going to be some sort of improvement or some sort of change with these. This is how I would like to see it. I want these scenarios to be triggered by a specific in-game event. Yes, they can work the same way, but maybe you're playing the game and your sim initiated the breakup, and the second that you initiate that interaction, then you get an option saying, hey, do you want to try this scenario, finding love after a breakup? We noticed that you just had a sim break up with another sim in the game. And then from that point, you can either accept or you can decline. And if you accept, then of course it pops up on your screen. You don't have to worry about closing out and going to the main menu, starting it with a new save, or they mentioned that you will be able to do it with existing saves, but you will still have to go to the main menu and then load into the challenge. Doing something like that just breaks the immersion of the game for me, and I would love to see it built into the game, into the gameplay, so you don't have to close out and load into these things. As you're playing, they pop up and these challenges come up, and then you're able to actually, do these scenarios, these challenges. I'm referring to them as challenges because that's just how I see them. They kind of remind me of the challenges that some of the community has been creating for the game, except the difference here is that they're official and that they're actually monitoring your progress in the game. But I would like to see them built into the games, built into the saves. That way you still have that immersion and you just don't have to worry about the hassle of closing to the main menu and loading into it or starting a whole new save for these things, So those are my thoughts and opinions. Share yours down below. I'm going to go ahead and continue to the next part, which is the Sims delivery service. Now, I was kind of confused about this during the Inside Maxis live stream, but I'm so happy that they have elaborated on this a little bit more because a lot were confused. All right, so a Sims delivery is coming your way in an update near you. With this update, we are preparing our game to welcome a new system that will allow us to deliver content to the base game for all of you as a complimentary, more spontaneous little sibling of our regular game updates. Join us in welcoming Sims Delivery Express. Sims Delivery Express, or SDX for short, will be able to make Sims deliveries without needing a full game update. But what does this mean? What kind of things are a Sims delivery? What do you eat with it? Well, let me tell you, a Sims delivery can be as a create a sim or a build mode asset. A Sims delivery can be small pockets of gameplay that don't require a base game update to be accessible by you all. A Sims delivery can also be tiny little bug fixes that don't need a base game update to release. A Sims delivery is always free. Okay, so even though they're basically saying it isn't a base game update, though it is a small tiny bit of new content, whether it be create a sim, build, or even gameplay, they've even put in here bug fixes can still be a part of this, even though it's technically not a base game update. Isn't it technically still an update to the game because the game is changing, so the game is still updating? That's what I'm kind of confused about. It's still technically an update, so technically can't mods still break from this? I'm kind of confused on how this is working, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. All right, so they continue all this to say that even though some of you, I see you super tech savvy simmers, will see through today's update files that Sims delivery is in existence, this feature will be available for you at a later date. A note for console players, make sure you have linked your account to EA through the game so that you can be ready to receive Sims deliveries when they are available. For more information on how to do so, I've got you. You can read about it here. Stay tuned for a future update where I can share more details and facts about Sims Delivery Express. Alright, so for console players, they just have to make sure that they link their account to EA, then they're basically ready to go. I'm assuming that since PC Mac players are playing using Origin, you have to log into Origin to play your game anyway, or to update your game anyway, so it really doesn't matter for us. Alright, the next part here, guys, the plants. Yes, they have announced the plants on Twitter. They have a brand new tweet. I'm gonna pull it up for you on your screen right now. Plant lovers, get ready to up your Sims' plant game with the Sims 4 Bloomin' Rooms kit. They have finally announced it. This did leak a couple of days ago, but it is now officially announced. Bring your plant obsession into the Sims world, available November 9th. Ooh, Lil Simsy's gonna have a field day with this one. I already know it. Share what you guys are feeling about this. Of course, EA has really shared no other information on this. Maybe they have a blog post, and if they do, I will probably make a video later on today. The Sims team has also shared a blog for the scenarios, a Q&A for the scenarios. I will get to that after the bug fixes in this next part right here. But first, let's talk about the plants. I like plants and we like plants. Are you a proud plant parent? So are we. Well, some of us are anyways. Looks at her dead plants a bit embarrassed. In this update, we've made some adjustments on the back end for decorative plants across the base game and packs, adding an environment score and a more appropriate price in build mode to match their function, rareness, or worth. This has been a request for such a long time. Thank God this is going to be a thing. Oh, thank God this is going to be a thing. I am so happy. People have been saying, why are the plants so expensive? Why doesn't it like not match some of the other things in the game? This change goes hand in hand with a small change to the next related to environment gain / loss and build mode asset that display it to be more appropriate with the true intent of that score. Instead of minor environment gain or loss, it is now called lot environment gain / loss. Okay, so some changes there. We are hoping this change makes a difference for all of you. So we got some bug fixes now over 3 categories. The first one being the base game, 3 bullet points. We fixed an issue that made toddlers walk with animations that were not quite fitting for a toddler. I don't know about you all, but if my toddler in game looked like they had a lot of coffee, I would be concerned, and this is coming from a caffeine queen herself. Luckily, we were able to solve this issue and they should walk properly now. Second, notice the bonsai tree was a little text adverse. We did too. We made sure the bonsai was properly potted and trimmed, which solved its text attachment issue, so now its text should be displayed properly in build mode. And lastly, for base game, speaking about text adverse, some of the variants for the mega stacked stone wall texture have been fixed in build mode as well to display proper text. Spa day. Over the years, yoga practices have incorporated a number of equipment choices such as super comfy and hypoallergenic mats, yoga socks, sweat-proof technology, clothing and towels, you name it. But what is never okay is practicing yoga with shoes on. Sims should no longer be practicing yoga with shoes on, as if. And of course, lastly, industrial loft. The I took a welding class once double bed has been adjusted to show stress and comfort values as well as reduced price. I mean, I took a welding class once, but I'm not quite in luxury status yet. All right, so that's it for the bug fixes, guys. Now on to the last part, which is the scenarios Q&A. Finding love and making money. Scenarios, a new way to play. Jump in with our first 2 scenarios, finding love after a breakup and making money, of course. So what are scenarios? Scenarios are goal-based stories within the game where players' choices impact the outcome. There are many different outcomes to scenarios and many different ways to achieve those outcomes. That's right, there's more than one way to complete a scenario, just as in real life. You never know how the story will go. How you get there is up to you. So as of November 2nd, you'll be able to play 2 scenarios, making money and finding love after a breakup. This first batch of scenarios will have a challenge aspect to them and are called challenge challenge scenarios. For example, Making Money places your sim in a situation where they have 0 simoleons in their bank account. To complete the scenario, you'll have to work your way to 1 million simoleons. How you get there is really up to you. You could choose the noble route and work your way through hard work and dedication, or you can get creative and get to 1 million simoleons in other ways. I guess that's true. How to access and play. Players that download the patch on November 2nd will have access to the brand new scenarios feature. You'll be able to access currently available scenarios via the main menu following these steps. No, don't say currently available. Say always available. Please fix this. Please, 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 please. Click on the new scenario button on the main menu. Choose the scenario you'd like to try out. Once you've selected your scenario, choose whether you'd like to start a new save or use an existing save. Please note, at this time, a scenario can only be started in a new household. We're working on bringing existing households into scenarios for a future update. Good, and it better be incorporated in game so that you don't have to exit out to the main menu. I would love that. Please, please, please. Once you're in Create a Sim, create your household, making sure to complete any requirements. Next up, choose your world and lot. Remember, if you're playing Making Money, that your household funds will be set to 0 once beginning, so you may be in for quite the challenge if you choose to start with a bulldozed or unfurnished lot, but that makes the challenge fun. Step 6 is enter live mode and enjoy. So there are more scenarios to come. The party is just starting. There will be more scenarios with different themes and different styles moving forward. Over time, you'll notice new scenarios appearing in the main menu. Some scenarios will be available for a long time, while others will be available for a limited time, so make sure to stay connected. Scenario frequently asked questions. Where did you get your inspiration from for scenarios? We've been interested in creating new ways for simmers to play, and the scenarios feature was born from this. For our first batch, we looked to our vast community to see how you all have been inspiring others, so we've leaned into the concept of challenges as inspiration for this feature. Can I use an existing household to play scenarios? At this time, you only be able to add scenarios to a new household in either a new or existing save. We're working on expanding this out to existing households in the future. Stay tuned for more updates. Will there be more scenarios in the future? Yes, more scenarios, new variations to existing scenarios, as well as new features will be added over time. How many possible outcomes are there in one scenario? There will be several ways that a scenario can end. We've listed a couple of possible outcomes in the description for each scenario on the main menu, but there are some that aren't listed too. Oh, interesting. That's good. Yeah, don't list all of them. I want some of this stuff to be a challenge. That's going to make it even more fun and give it more replay value too. You're going to be more willing to want to try it again if you don't know all the outcomes there. Can I continue playing with the save file of the scenario afterwards? Yes, you'll be able to continue playing with the save file and the household that you've worked on completing this scenario with. If you choose a lot without a house, will your sim still have 0 simoleons? Yes, in Making Money, you'll be able to start a lot without a house if you'd like. This would be one way to create a more difficult scenario if you'd like. And lastly, are the challenges timed? We do keep track of sim time as you're playing, so you'll get to see how much sim time has elapsed from the start of your outcome. However, there is no time limit once you've started the scenario. There will be some scenarios that are only available for a limited time. As long as you've started this scenario before the limited time period has ended, you'll be able to play the scenario through to completion. I like that they're going to be keeping track of time. I think that's really cool. I hope that at the very end they show you how long it took. That way, if you have like a friend or another simmer that has done this challenge, you guys can kind of compare. Oh, it took your sim 73 sim days for 1 million simoleons, but it took me 71, so I win. I did it faster. It'd be cool if you could actually see the stats and share the stats either on social media, share them on the gallery. Those would be some cool additions as well. Sims team, if you're watching, definitely keep that in mind as well. But I'm gonna end this video here. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this brand new free patch update. What you guys think of the scenarios feature, the delivery express, the brand new plants kit that's coming, and of course the new bug fixes for the base game, spa day, and industrial loft. Let me know down below. I love you all so much. Thanks for clicking and watching, and I'll see you all next time. So long and happy simming. Bye everyone. This video was brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you'd like to join my community over there, a link is below. Thank you for watching.